Hello everyone. Welcome to another lecture on reasoning ability and problem solving for competitive exams. In today's lecture, we will discuss some previous year questions from SSC exams that comes in problem solving and analysis. So let us start with question number 1. Which two signs need to be interchanged to make the following equation correct? So whenever we get a question like this, we start by substituting the equations with the options. So let us check for first option. So in first option, we are interchanging multiplication sign with addition sign. So it will be something like this. 4 into 5 plus 6 should be equal to 32. Now let us check. 48 minus 8 divided by 4 will be 2 into 5. That will give me 10 plus 6. So this will give me 38 plus 6 will definitely not be equal to 32. So option number 1 is incorrect. Okay, so let us try with option number 2. Option number 2, we are interchanging the divide sign with the subtraction sign. So 48 divided by 8 minus 4 plus 5 into 6 should give me 32. Now 48 by 8 will give me 6. 6 minus 4 plus 30 should be equal to 32. So this will be 2. So 2 plus 30 will be equal to 32. Hence, LHS equals to RHS. Therefore, option number 2, divide and multiplication sign. Divide and subtraction sign. This interchange of sign will give me the correct answer. So the correct answer to this question will be option number 2. Question number 2. This is a question in which one element is missing and we have to identify which element is missing. So if I look over here, there is an increment of 9. Over here, there is an increment of 24. Over here, there is an increment of 44. Okay. So now looking at this, I cannot make out a logic. So I told you that whenever you get a question like this in which you cannot get a logic, try to break them down to the lowermost number, to the smallest number. So let us do it over here. So 3, then 12, then 36, then 80. We have to find the missing term and 248. Let us leave 248 for a while. So 312, the difference is of 9. Here the difference is of 24 and here the difference is of 44. Now between 9 and 24, the difference is of 15. Similarly, the difference between 24 and 44 is 20. So the lowest common term is 5. So what I have done is I have taken the series, this is the series, and I have broken it down to the smallest number possible. That is a 1-digit number. Now, let us try adding 5 to this 20. So 25, 44 plus 25 will give me 69. And 80 plus 69 will give me 149. So this is my tentative answer. We have not finalized it yet. How will I finalize? When I check that it follows the same logic with 248. So to check it with 248, first 248 minus 149 will give me 99. So the difference between these two terms are 99. Correct? Now, the difference between these two terms is 30 and the difference between 25 and 30 is 5. So this last term is logically correct in all the terms. So 149 will be the correct answer because it logically follows with the previous term as well as with the next term. So this is how you solve a question in which you cannot actually identify a pattern. So initially there was confusion, but when I broke it down to the smallest possible number, which was 5, we could identify a pattern. Clear? Now, so the correct answer is 149, which is given in option number 1. So option number 1 will be your correct answer. Okay? Now, question number 3. Question number 3, we are given certain codes. Plus means minus. Minus means multiplication. Multiplication means division and division means addition. Then what will be the value of the following expression? So this is probably a equation and we have to substitute the values. So let me write them. Let me write the values. So if plus is written, we will substitute it with the minus sign. Similarly, if minus is written, we will substitute it with a multiplication sign. If multiplication is written, we will substitute it with a division sign. And if division is written, we will substitute it with a addition sign. So this is given in the question. So let us do. 25 minus 2 will become 25 into 2. This logic. Similarly, 2 plus 32 will become minus 32. 32 into 8 will become 32 divided by 8. And 8 divided by 4 will become 8 plus 4. So this will be the new equation. Now we have to find the value of this equation. That means we have to solve this equation, correct? So let us solve this. This will be a bracket. This will be a bracket. So 25 into 2 will give me 50. Correct? 32 divided by 8 will give me 4 minus 4 plus 4. So this will cancel out. We'll get the answer as 50. So 50 will be the answer which is given in option number 4. So option number 4 will be our correct answer. Clear? Question number 4. This is a question of analogy. Okay. Quarrel is related to war in the same way as error is related to what? So whenever we get a question on analogy, I told you that the first thing is find the logic used in pair 1, correct? And then use the exact same logic in pair 2 to find the missing element. So this is how you solve a question for analogy. Over here, the first pair is quarrel and war. Okay, so quarrel is how related to war. So quarrel, I can say quarrel leads to a war. Okay, so if you get a small quarrel, it can lead to a big war. So this is a very small word and this is a very big word. So we are going from small to big. This is also a logic. Similarly, error can lead to what? Error is a small word. Small error, right? Error leads to a flaw, no, defect. Error can lead to a defect. But if you look at these two words, defect and blunder, which of these is a word that is used to represent a big mistake? So the word that is used to represent a big mistake is blunder. So error will lead to a blunder because this is a big word. So logically the correct answer will be option number 3, blunder. Okay. Question number 5. This is a question on linear arrangement or linear sitting arrangement. 7 friends are sitting in a row and the direction in which they are sitting is not given to us. So whenever direction is not given to us, we assume that everybody is facing towards the north side. This is what we assume whenever the direction is not given to us. Now, 7 friends are sitting in a row. Jyoti is to the immediate right of Priya. So let's say if Priya is sitting over here, Jyoti is to the immediate right. Okay, Jyoti is to the immediate right of Priya and to the immediate left of Trisha. So Jyoti is to the immediate left of Trisha. So Trisha will sit over here. Now, Aditi is to the immediate right of Akshaya. So Aditi is to the immediate right of Akshaya. Now, we don't know where to place them because their relationship between Priya, Jyoti and Trisha is not given. So we will keep this information like this for a while unless we find a place to place them. Okay? Now, Aditi and Priya have one person between them. So one person between Aditi and Priya. So Aditi will definitely be over here. How? Because if Aditi was over here, Then one person would be between Priya and Jyoti. But over here we already have Trisha, so we cannot place Aditi here. So Aditi will be here and one person will be between Priya and Aditi. If Aditi is here, Akshay will be over here. So how many people? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is fixed. Now we don't know whether the seventh person is here or whether the seventh person comes here. Now let us solve more. Trisha and Diksha have two persons between them. So I said that either we can have this position or this position, right? Now Trisha and Diksha has two persons between them. So Diksha definitely cannot come at this position. Neither can Diksha come at this position. Correct? So Diksha will come at this position. This will be the final position for Diksha. Two people between Trisha and Diksha. Okay? Now, two positions are open either here or here. Because these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people now. Anika and Priya have two persons between them. So Anika and Priya is over here. If Anika and Priya have two persons between them, Anika cannot come in this place because Akshay is already here. So this position gets eliminated. Now over here, if we place Anika, then between Anika and Priya we have two people. So Anika will come over here. So this is the final arrangement. So if I write the final arrangement for you guys, first we'll have Akshaya, then we have Aditi, then we have Diksha, then we have Priya, then we have Jyoti, then we have Trisha, and then we have Anika. So this will be the final linear arrangement. We have to find out who is at the extreme right end. So at the extreme right end, we have Anika, and Anika is given in option number 1. So option number 1 will be your correct answer. Okay, so this was a question of linear sitting arrangement. Now, question number 6. We have to select the option again. This is pair number 1 and pair number 2. Now, how is son and daughter related? Son and daughter are different or opposite genders. Correct? How are son and daughter related? They are opposite genders where son is male and daughter is female. Now, deer is male. So, we have to find the opposite gender of deer, which is the female. And female deer is called a doe. So, the opposite word will be doe. So, doe will be the correct answer, which is option number 4. Question number 7. Question of syllogisms. So, syllogisms we have already discussed. We use Venn diagrams to solve syllogisms. Now, some chocolates are toffees, all toffees are eclairs. And these are the conclusions, and we have to find out which of the two conclusions are true. Now, some chocolates are toffee. So, if this is chocolate, some chocolates will be toffee. This area. Correct? All toffees are eclairs. So it is given to us, if this is toffee, all toffee are eclairs. So we will draw eclairs like this, correct? We have already discussed this. So chocolate over here, toffee and eclairs. This will be the final diagram. Now, some eclairs are toffees. Conclusion number 1. Some eclairs are toffees. Here you can see, if you look at this part, this is some eclairs which are toffee. So this is true, correct. Now, some eclairs are chocolate. So if you look at this part, okay, or let me use a different, this is eclairs, right? So if I use a different pen to highlight this part, this part is between eclairs and chocolate are overlapping. So this statement will also be true. So both my conclusions follow. So if you look at this, both conclusions 1 and 2 follow is given in option number 1. So option number 1 will be your correct answer. Okay. Question number 8. This is a alphabetic series question. Now let us give them forward rank. If you remember the concept of forward rank, I told you a shortcut to remember forward rank, which was EJOTI. EJOTI is where E represents, or let me write it over here. Ajouti. In Ajouti, E represents 5, J is 10, O is 15, T is 20, and Y is 25. So this is your Ajouti. Correct? Now, let me give them forward ranks. W is 23, this is 20, this is 15, this is 12, and D is 4. So from 23 to 20, I can see there is a minus 3. From 20 to 15, there is a minus 5. Similarly, from O to L, 15 to 12, there is a minus 3. So minus 3, then minus 5, then minus 3 again. So next, let us check with minus 5. So minus 5 from 12 will give me 7. And 7 to 4 if I go minus 3. So minus 5 and then minus 3. So I can see that the logic is alternative between minus 3 and minus 5. This is the logic. So at 7th position, which letter is there? At 7th position, we have G. So the answer will be correct. Answer will be third G. Okay. Question number 9. This is again a question of analogy. Anemometer is related to wind. How? Anemometer is a device used to measure wind. So this is the relationship between anemometer and wind. So now let us look at the options. Scale is a device used to measure weight. Correct? Which device measures current? Ammeter. So this is wrong. Then next thing. Odometer. Odometer is a device used to measure distance traveled by vehicles. You have a odometer installed in your car as well. Distance traveled by vehicle. Anything that has a wheel. Okay. So pressure, again wrong. Then barometer in depth. Barometer is what? It is a device that is used to measure pressure. So this is also wrong. So seismograph is something that is used to measure earthquakes. So option number 2 will be the correct answer. Okay. Now, question number 10, logical grid. We have to find the missing element. So when we look at this logical grid, this is a 4 into 3 logical grid where we have 4 columns and 3 rows. Now, if you look at this question, I can see in the first row, this is slightly bigger number than the other 3. And over here also, I can see this is slightly bigger number than the other 3. So whenever you get a question like this, where you have a bigger number, we assume that certain operations are being carried on these 3 numbers to obtain this number. This is what we assume. So let us check if it is true in this case. Okay. Now, this is row 1, row 2 and row 3. If I look at row 1, 3 plus 2 plus 5 will give me 3 plus 2, 5 plus 5 will give me 10. How is 10 related to 38? No. So let us try some other way. 3 square plus 2 square plus 5 square. So 3 square will be 9 plus 4 plus 25. And this will give me how much? This will be 13. So 25 plus 13 will be 38. So this is correct. Okay, let us see if row 3 follows the same logic. In row 3, we have 7 square plus 1 square plus 2 square. So 7 square is 49 plus 1, 50 plus 4, 54. So this also follows the same logic. So to find out row 2, we'll do the same thing. Row 2 will be 5 square plus 3 square plus 4 square. So 5 square is 25 plus 9 plus 16. So 25 plus 16, let me do it here for you. 16 plus 9. 16 plus 9 is 25. So 25 plus 25 is 50. So here the missing term is 50. Here we'll get 50, which is option number 4. So option number 4 is the correct answer to 10th. Okay. Question number 11, a missing element series number. Now let us see the difference. 7 to 11 is plus 4. 11 to 20 is plus 9. 20 to 36 is plus 16. And 36 to 61 is plus 25. So when I look at these numbers, I can clearly see these are squares. So 4 is what? It is square of 2. 9 is what? It is square of 3. Similarly, 16 is square of 4. And 25 is square of 5. So logically, the next number will be square of 6, which is 36. So 61 plus 36 will give me what? 97. So the next missing element will be 97, which is option number 1. Clear? This is why it is important to remember the squares of at least 1 to 30. This much you should know. Because if you know the squares, just looking at the number, we could easily identify. So here you can see plus 2 square, plus 3 square, plus 4 square, plus 5 square, and then plus 6 square. Question number 2. Statement and certain conclusions are given and we have to identify which conclusions are true. Most of the students usually fail to apply in practice what they studied in their courses in school and colleges because they studied the courses just so they could pass the examination. So let us look at the statement. The statement says that most students in fact, they fail to apply in practice what they study. What do you mean by this? That they do rote learning because they are not applying, they're not practically following the application of what they have studied in their courses in school and college. Why? Because they study only so that they could pass the exam. This is given in the statement. Now, the option 1 says most of the students are just trying to pass the examination. Can we conclude this from the statement? Yes. We can conclude this because it is given in the statement. It is given that most students, in fact, they do not apply practically what they learn in their school and college because they were not paying attention. They were just rote learning. Their main objective was to pass the examination and not to retain the studied material. So, conclusion 1 states that most of the students are just trying to pass the exam, which is true. So, conclusion 1 is correct. Now, conclusion 2 says there is less emphasis on learning by teachers. Now, this conclusion is vague. Why? Because nothing about the teachers is mentioned in the statement. So, there is a clear indication whenever an additional word is introduced in either a conclusion or an inference or an assumption, it is usually incorrect. An unrelated word. This is an unrelated word. What could be a related word? Okay, so let's say in the statement we had the word student and in the conclusion we had the word pupil. It would have been correct because these words are related. Okay, but teacher is a totally unrelated word. Nothing about teacher is mentioned in the statement. So this is clearly wrong. So this conclusion is false. Okay, so the correct answer to this is conclusion number 1, that most of the students are just trying to pass the examination. This is the only statement we can conclude. So over here in the option number 3 states that only conclusion 1 follows, which is true. So option number 3 is the correct answer. Why? Because conclusion 2 is vague in nature. It used an unrelated word, which was not mentioned in the passage or the statement. Clear? Now, question number 3. In certain thing, code is written as this and we have to find the code of museum. So, let me give them forward rank. S is coded as what? 19. C is 3. I is 9. E is 5. N is 14. C is 3 and E is 5. Now, when I look at these codes have no relation at all to the coded word. So some other logic is being followed. Forward ranks is not the logic that is being followed in this question. So if you remember, I told you a concept of opposite letters. We discussed a concept of opposite letters. Opposite letters, alphabets are written in a specific manner and then we find the code. So let me write the opposite words over here. We have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, then N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So A is opposite to Z and M is opposite to N and so on. So this we have discussed. Now if I look at S, the opposite word of S is H and the forward rank of H is 8. Okay, so 8. Then if I look at C, the opposite word of C is X and X forward rank is 24. Then I, the opposite word of I is R. The rank of R is 18. So you can see we are forming the code now. So what we have done is we have taken the opposite word and that code we are using. So let us continue. E opposite word is what? E's opposite word is V and V's code is 22. Similarly, N opposite word is M code is 13. And C again is 22. And C again is 24. C's opposite word is X, which is 24. And E again is V, which is 22. So this is my code. A 24, 18, 22, 13, 24 and 22. Okay. So similarly, we'll find the code to museum. Now, museum, M opposite word is, opposite word for M is N. N code is 14. U opposite word is F. F code is 6. Similarly, S opposite word is H. H code is 8. Then E's opposite word is V. V's code is 22. U's opposite word is again F, which is 6. And M's opposite word is N, which is 14. So our code is 14, 6, 8, 22, 6, 14. So this is given in option number 3. So option number 3 will be our correct answer to this question. Clear? Now, question number 14. In question number 14, again we are given a certain numbers and we have to fill in these symbols in these blanks to identify which blank or which option will make this a correct expression. So let us start with option number 1. In option number 1, this is plus, this is divide, this is minus and this is equal to. So it will be 157 plus 13. This will be 10, 6, 7. 170 divided by 36 minus 1. Will this be equal to 5? Definitely not. So option number 1 is eliminated. Clear? Option number 1 is eliminated. Now let us check with option number 2. Option number 2, this will be minus, this will be divide, this will be plus and this will be equal. This is for option number 2. So option number 2, 157 minus 13, this will be 4, this will be 4. 144 divided by 36 plus 1 should give me equal to 5. So 36 into 4 is 144. You can see here, this is 12 and this is 144. So this will be 4 plus 1 is definitely equal to 5. So LHS equal to RHS. Hence option 2 is the correct answer. Clear? So whenever you get a question like this, just use your options. Now, question number 15 is a question of series, non-verbal series. We have certain elements and we have to identify. So if you look at this element, that is the star, it is at this is the position in the first 1, 2, 3 and we have to find the fourth figure. So in the first figure the position is this. In the second figure the position is this. It has moved 1 forward. In the third position the figure is this. So it has moved 2 places, 1 and 2. So now it will move 3 places. So 1, 2 and 3. So our star will be in this position. So if star is here, option number 4 is clearly eliminated. Okay. Now let us look at the circle. Circle is, this is the square. Circle is at this position in figure number 2. Then it moved to this position. So if it moved to this position, that it means it moved 2 positions forward, 1 and 2. So now it will move 3 positions forward. So 1, 2 and 3. So the circle will be over here. Okay. It is same in all them. Dollar sign is also same. So let us check for this sign. So we know that whenever a number is being introduced. Over here, the circle was introduced. So it was above star. It was next, then star. Then over here, dollar was introduced. So it was next to circle. So now, if dollar is over here and another symbol is to be introduced, it will be next to dollar sign, which is over here. And option number 3, we have this small star position above the dollar. So option number 3 will be the correct answer. Okay, so this concludes today's lecture. Thank you.